Hi everyone, here's some of what's heading your way tonight. Your news at 9. Going to hear from Joplin police after a call about an active shooter at North Park Mall turned out to be false.
Officials in Altamont, Kansas are trying to find a solution for massive utility bills after prices skyrocketed during the winter storm. I'm Zach Dodge with the story.
Also, City of Joplin announces the expiration date for its mask ordinance. Till Ketty's weather, Jacob Leonard has sports. This is KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Jordan Abby. Joplin police this morning responded to a 911 call of an active shooter situation at the North Park Mall, but say no threat was found. When officers arrived, they started evacuating the mall as they searched for any threats. Officials say they did not find any evidence of an active threat to the mall.
There were no threats or active threats that were ongoing. During their investigation, they found no evidence of a shooting has taken place. They have cleared the mall, and again, as I mentioned, no evidence of a shooting has taken place, so there is no threat.
JPD is still investigating the actual 911 call. Parsons, Kansas police arrest one robbery suspect, still searching for another. Police say 2 men acted like they were armed and robbed Pete's convenience store over at 32nd and Main. Authorities say the suspects then ran eventually into a field. One of the suspects was tracked to a house and later arrested. Parsons police are still searching for the second suspect. Doug Eddy joining us now with the first look at the forecast. Bit more chilly than yesterday, but still not horrible, right?
No, not bad. Right about where we should be for this time of the year. But yes, cooler than what we have seen over the past couple days. 30 to start, 52 was our high. Average high is 54 degrees. And we have had a lot of clouds throughout the afternoon into the evening hours. Even a few showers starting to pop up on the radar, but none of this is hitting the ground. Our low-level humidity is fairly low. But I do think this batch of rain to our south, as it expands north, it could give us a little bit of drizzle, maybe a few sprinkles, maybe a random shower, mainly in our southern counties as we go through the overnight hours. You can see a few of those showers trying to spread in late tonight into tomorrow morning. Then most of these dissipate, but even tomorrow afternoon, we have a chance that we could get a few random showers in here. Most of us are sitting into lower 40s. We'll drop back into the mid 30s later on tonight, of course. We're going to look at our rain chances here in just a bit.
Doug, thank you. Cities in southeast Kansas are trying to find a way to pay utility bills that are hundreds of thousands of dollars more than they're used to. We told you last week about the crisis over in Altamont, Kansas, where residents there were being asked to conserve natural gas during the winter storm. City officials there are now looking for a solution to a bill that's more than their whole annual budget. KOAM Zach Dodge has the latest.
Officials with the city of Altamont tell us now that temperatures have gone up, prices have gone back down. But they're not out of the woods yet because they're about to be hit with massive utility bills.
They're estimating our financial impact for both the electric and the gas to be about $1 million.
City Administrator Audrey Aguilera says that breaks down to $200,000 for electricity and $800,000 for natural gas. Their normal budget for natural gas for a year is just over $500,000.
In that case where it's passed down to the consumer, I don't want monthly bills increased any more than like $50, $60. I know that's going to be hard on some people, even $50, but it'll have to be spread out over several years, probably 6 to 7 years.
Sam Mills with Kansas Municipal Energy Agency, the co-op that Altamont and several other cities use, says it's a situation many are in right now.
These cities are struggling anyway. With reduced sales tax and reduced business and so forth because of the pandemic. This couldn't hit it at a worse time.
Mills explains KMEA was forced to purchase natural gas and electricity at the high rates, sometimes more than 100 times over their normal price, or they would have faced huge penalties. Mills explains KMEA's attorneys are currently working in Topeka and Washington to find some relief for cities like Altamont facing huge bills. He also explains Kansas has declared a state of financial disaster, as well as several cities and counties in the state, and that KMG has joined other agencies to request investigations into the prices that were seen last week.
We hope, or our thought is, it was due to this reduced production and reduced volumes, reduced pressure on the gas lines, but we don't know.
In Altamont, Zach Dodge, KOAM News.
Federal Energy Regulatory Commission on Monday announced an investigation into the prices to see if there was market manipulation during the winter storm. The co-op also hopes there's going to be a federal disaster declaration so that FEMA can be brought into the state. City of Joplin's mask ordinance is going to expire at the end of the month. Joplin Mayor Ryan Stanley made the announcement today. The ordinance was established last November and will expire this Sunday, February 28th. Now, we asked some Joplin residents what they thought.
I mean, I'd say it's a little disappointing. I think one of the good ways to, love on people and look out for their well-being is to wear a mask. I just think it's a really considerate thing to do, just because you don't know how people feel about it. And I would just say overall, it's just better to wear a mask just because it shows a lot of consideration just for the well-being of others.
City reminds people that businesses can still set their own mask policies. That brings us to tonight's KOAM News Now Insta poll question. Tonight's question is, will you continue to wear a mask? You can vote right now, KOAMnewsnow.com/vote, or by the KOAM News Now mobile app. Results are updated live, and we're going to be checking in on them later on the newscast. Jasper County Health Department reports 5 new coronavirus-related deaths. Officials say the patients were 3 men, 1 in his 50s, 2 in their 70s, also 2 women in their 70s. These new deaths raise the county's total to 143. Nevada Regional Medical Center announced plans for 2 new COVID-19 mass vaccination clinics. Those are scheduled for March 3rd and 4th over at the Nevada Community Center. However, they are by appointment only. The medical center is calling eligible people on its notification list to schedule appointments. More than 50 million doses of the various COVID-19 vaccines are now in the arms of Americans as the program continues to expand, with millions of doses heading to the states. Fox News correspondent Steve Harrigan has more now from Atlanta.
50 million shots in just 37 days since I've become president. That's weeks ahead of schedule.
President Biden hosting a special ceremony at the White House marking the 50 millionth COVID vaccine dose administered in the U.S. The administration has been ramping up shipments to states, roughly doubling doses over the past 5 weeks. And we could be getting more as soon as next week. The FDA poised to authorize Johnson & Johnson's candidate. It's less effective than Pfizer or Moderna's vaccines, prompting doctors to reassure the public that it will help to contain the virus.
You may think, oh, those numbers seem much lower, but not really, because it prevented 100% of hospitalizations and deaths.
And a new study could boost confidence in the Pfizer vaccine, finding it worked well among all age groups and at the same efficacy rate as clinical trials. But there are major concerns the vaccines won't work on the emerging COVID-19 strains. Moderna and Pfizer are both developing boosters that would target those strains, but it's unclear when they will become available. Meanwhile, health officials are working to expand access, but there are still significant supply shortages, and in some areas, people are having a hard time just getting an appointment.
There's lots of reasons to have confidence in this vaccine, so we'll see even more folks. But it's critical that we prioritize vaccine access for the communities that have the hardest burden.
The CDC also issuing guidelines telling people to stay at home for spring break this year. In Atlanta, Steve Harrigan, Fox News.
With just 1 day to go now until House lawmakers vote on the next round of stimulus relief, there's one major sticking point that has some saying it could be a deal breaker. Fox News correspondent Ray Bogan has more on what it is and why lawmakers are so split.
I know we're all on pins and needles.
It's the ruling everyone in Washington is waiting for. Can the Senate increase the minimum wage to $15 an hour in the next coronavirus relief package?
Could be any moment. If you hear, because I don't have a phone here, if you hear before I do, let me know.
The minimum wage hike is a pillar of the $1.9 trillion coronavirus relief package proposal. The bill also includes $1,400 stimulus checks for Americans making $75,000 a year or less, and billions for vaccines, supplies, and schools. The big push to get this approved comes as the Labor Department reported first-time jobless claims fell last week to 730,000, compared to 841,000 the week before. Democratic lawmakers warn there is still a long way to go.
Today's report on new jobless claims was the 49th week that the number was higher than at any point during the Great Recession.
No Republicans are publicly supporting the package. They say there are too many unrelated items.
Less than 9% of this bill goes to defeating this virus. Less than 9%.
The White House knew the hike could be taken out of the bill, but they thought it was important enough to take the chance.
It's long overdue, and American workers should not be struggling to make ends meet.
Lawmakers are trying to make sure the bill is approved before March 14th, when expanded unemployment benefits expire. Ray Bogan, Fox News.
KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14 takes this time to honor one of our four-state heroes. Oris Story served in the U.S. Army from 1950 to 1971. Native of Webb City, Missouri, Story was stationed in Korea and Vietnam. We are proud to thank Specialist First Class Oris Story. He's tonight's four-state hero. Doug is next with a complete look at the forecast, and later the Pitt State women hitting the floor for a rivalry game against Emporia State. Going to have those highlights in sports.
Well, it turned out to be cooler for us today, but still not a bad day across the region as we did go into lower 50s for highs, a little bit shy of where we should be for this time of the year. But all in all, pretty good day. Had a lot of clouds during the afternoon, but we have stayed dry, and a great shot of Indigo Sky Casino and Resort. Of course, Indigo is just outside of Seneca, Missouri. All right, for us tonight, a little bit of drizzle, maybe a few showers late. This is going to be mainly in our southern counties, Oklahoma, southwest Missouri, south of I-44. Tomorrow, we can still pick up a few random showers. Saturday looks great, much warmer, but rain moves back in Saturday night into Sunday. These are all going to be fairly weak systems, just scattered showers, but they're definitely in the forecast. Of course, you can always get my long-range forecast on my month-long blog. That is KOAMnewsnow.com. I'm actually in the process of updating that right now. I'm kind of breaking down the severe weather season, so you may want to check that out in 30 minutes or so. All right, 34 in Iola, 37 in Yates Center, 42 in Oswego. Neosho is sitting at 44 degrees. I think most of us will drop back mid-30s later on tonight. But it's been kind of windy today. It makes it feel a little bit colder. We got that northeasterly wind at about 5 to 15. We still have the clouds across the region, and you can see some showers that have popped up, but these aren't even reaching the ground. It's just too dry at the surface. But as this wave passes to our south, our low-level humidity will increase a little bit. These are mainly going to stay south, but they will clip our southern counties. So we may get some drizzle, may get a few sprinkles as this wave passes by toward the east. Behind it, we got another wave that is going to rotate in as we head into the daytime hours, or actually late in the day on Saturday night, and then heading into Sunday. So let's go through time. For us tonight, we'll see this weak little wave, and you can see some showers trying to pop up northeastern Oklahoma, Arkansas, extreme southwestern parts of Missouri, but these mainly stay south of I-44. Everybody else, maybe a sprinkle or two, a little bit of drizzle. We'll drop back mid-30s. We'll see a few more showers trying to get going tomorrow. They're going to be very hit and miss and light, so not really a big deal. 34 to start, 47 by noon, high temp right around 52 degrees, but we are going to have those random showers. Everything moves out tomorrow night. We look pretty good heading into Saturday morning. I think we'll see partly sunny skies, and we're really going to heat up. We should go into the mid-60s for highs. So Saturday is going to be great, but look how the rain increases. Saturday night, these are going to be scattered light showers again into Sunday morning, and then Sunday afternoon, we may get a little flux of a few showers trying to pop up. Finally, this system rotates east. We'll get a break on Monday, and then another weak system to our south could give us a random shower or two by the time we head into Tuesday. But I don't see a big storm system affecting us until next Thursday. Until then, it's just these fast-moving, weak little waves. 52 tomorrow, 65 Saturday, 49 on Sunday, 50 on Monday, 50 on Tuesday, and back to 61 by Wednesday.
So funny, Doug, as I do errands, going to random stores and whatnot. Everyone says, I'll take the 30s, I'll take rain just as long as it's not below zero and just as long as it's not snow or ice.
Yeah. I mean, that's very true. I mean, we can handle this, not a problem.
No doubt. We'll see you in a little bit. Thanks so much. We're getting to what is usually the peak of flu season, but this year the flu is almost non-existent. Less than 24 cases were reported across the entire country last week. Fox's Dave DeMarco takes a look at what's contributing to the decline.
Pediatrician Dr. Stephen Lauer is used to doctors' offices and hospitals being filled with flu patients this time of year. But in Kansas City and around the country this year, that's not the case.
Flu, RSV, the normal things we see this time of year are really not bothering us.
These maps show at a time when flu is usually high or very high in every state in the nation. Cases this year are minimal. In fact, last week there were only 17 reported cases of influenza A and B combined anywhere in the nation, out of more than 40,000 tests. Compare that to last year when there were more than 15,000 cases this week alone and more than 200,000 at this point in the flu season. Lauer told doctors on a recent University of Kansas health system call, and like COVID-19, children are the biggest spreaders of flu to their families who then might take it to their workplace.
This year, that pathway has really been cut off dramatically with hand washing, masking, a lot more at-home schooling, and a lot more at-home daycare.
We went to the plaza to speak to people about the near disappearance of the flu.
It's crazy, right? Because normally we hear about the flu this time of year, and I really haven't heard about it.
And what the hospital's chief medical officer says is the biggest evidence for masks and other rules of infection control to date. Though plenty of people are wondering when enough people might be vaccinated against COVID-19 to end mass ordinances, there are recommendations in the medical community that disease-fighting practices continue, especially in future flu season.
We should continue to do this stuff to keep everyone safe and healthy.
It's been ingrained, and it's hopefully become a habit for some that it just kind of sticks around.
Coming up, more questions over the Capitol riot.
Lawmakers want to know why police didn't see the January 6th riot coming at the Capitol. I'm Caroline Shively in Washington. I'll have that story coming up.
50 days after that Capitol riots, lawmakers hear from Capitol Police leadership about why they were caught off guard that day and what they're doing to make sure it never happens again. Fox News correspondent Caroline Shively has details from D.C.
7 weeks after rioters took over the U.S. Capitol building, leaving 5 people dead, lawmakers grilled police leaders about what went wrong on January 6th.
How could that have happened? Once the Capitol was breached, was there a strategic plan to secure the building?
The acting sergeant at arms said the mistakes came from the top.
It pains me to say, but the intelligence missteps cascaded into inadequate preparation, which placed the health and lives of frontline officers at risk.
Officials acknowledged while there was intelligence about a possible organized attack, the acting head of the Capitol Police said it wasn't specific.
Although we knew the likelihood for violence by extremists, no credible threat indicated that tens of thousands would attack the U.S. Capitol.
Congressional leaders have agreed that a 9/11-style commission is needed to investigate the attacks, but are still at odds on the scope. Republicans want to look at other violence across the U.S. in the year before January 6th.
So we cannot have artificial cherry picking of which terrible behavior does and which terrible behavior does not deserve scrutiny.
It's about domestic terrorism. We want to solve this. And now will do anything to have it be bipartisan.
More than 275 people have been charged in connection with the riot, including at least half a dozen charged with terrorism. In Washington, Caroline Shively, Fox News.
Just ahead, a look at something you may not know about. I didn't anyway. The booming movie industry in Oklahoma. The pandemic has been a difficult time for businesses, but officials say Oklahoma's film industry is booming. Oklahoma's film and music office says the industry added thousands of jobs and brought millions into the economy in 2020. Connor Hansen spoke with the director.
From major studio films to smaller productions, crews are setting up all over the state.
We've been known for the independent films over the years, but as the state cultivates and invests in these types of industries, they only take a life of their own.
Oklahoma has been offering incentives for filmmakers, but the state's Film and Music Office says building up the workforce and infrastructure has been key. The office says in fiscal year 2020, it recruited 34 projects that employed almost 4,000 Oklahomans and brought more than $30 million into the economy. It expects to see those numbers more than double in 2021. The group says it happened in part because the state deemed the industry essential and kept business open.
That has allowed major companies like Apple TV and Lionsgate and FX Disney to still come into the state to make their films and TV series and employ Oklahomans.
Staying open hasn't been a simple task. The Film and Music Office says it used more than 30,000 COVID-19 tests for casts and crew members. From carpenters to accountants, they are recruiting thousands of people to come work on these projects. Some CARES Act money was used to retrain people to go into the industry.
People were displaced due to COVID, and our industry was an open door for them, film and music, to where we witnessed thousands of people that were able to pivot and be retrained.
All right, going to meet the tiger who people say sounds like he's singing when we come back. All right, this next thing is going to be right up there with some of the weirdest things you've ever heard, honestly. A tiger cub in Siberia gaining international attention after video of the animal making sounds that sound like singing was posted online. The singing tiger video went viral. All right, now keep quiet. Went viral after being posted on social media last week. The 10-month-old tiger named Vitas captured viewers' hearts across the globe with its cute but strange, no kidding, noises. According to a zoo employee, Vitas has been singing since a young age, using it as a way to catch his mother's attention. Good gosh, if my kids ever did that to catch my attention, I'd take him to the doctor. You guys, this is not singing. It's indigestion. He's crying out for Tums or Pepto-Bismol, I think, anyway. To each their own, though. If you think it was singing, God bless. All right, 30 more minutes. News, weather, and sports coming away. 2 events in Joplin. A walk and a 5K combine their resources for one big event. Plus, Apple and Target reaching a new deal. More Apple products in a larger, dedicated area of many Target stores. An audit of unemployment benefits paid out by the state of Kansas finds the state may have paid out $600 million in bogus claims last year. The state's Department of Labor on Tuesday estimated the fraudulent claims totaled $290 million. But today, the legislature's auditing division claimed it was more than double that, and that 1 in 4 unemployment claims paid last year could in fact have been fraudulent. Kansas Labor Department claims the audit is, quote, rife with factual errors. 200 new jobs are coming to Miami, with more expected in the future. Communication Solutions is a Springfield-based call center service is setting up a location in Miami. The company says it's going to bring 200 full-time jobs at first and plans to add 250 more over the next 5 years. 2 events in Joplin are teaming up this year. This 14th annual Walk for Autism and Freeman's Family 5K will happen together on April 24th over at the Leffen Center in Joplin. Funds raised between the 2 events are going to go towards supporting program development and scholarship assistance at the Bill and Virginia Leffen Center for Autism. Well, Apple is doubling its presence in some Target stores. The retail giant opening mini Apple stores within select locations this month. They're going to roll out first 17 stores nationwide, with more locations planned by the end of the fall. Target already carries Apple products, as many of us know, but says the new dedicated spaces will extend the assortment of Apple products online and in stores. Target says tech consultants will receive specialized training from Apple. A former aide to New York Governor Andrew Cuomo accused him of a sexual harassment this week. Now the governor is facing criticism from lawmakers on both sides of the aisle. Fox News correspondent Brian Yinnis has more.
New York Governor Andrew Cuomo is in hot water once again. He's facing criticism from Democrats and Republicans over allegations he sexually harassed former aide Lindsey Boylan. 5 New York State Republican senators sent a letter to New York Attorney General Letitia James asking her to investigate the claims. They also request, quote, a review of the alleged actions taken by executive chamber staff members and loyalists to try and intimidate the alleged victim and other women into remaining silent. New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio also calling for an independent investigation.
This is just unacceptable. This kind of behavior, if it's true, is unacceptable in any public servant, anybody. So we got to get the truth about this.
Boylan claimed in an online essay that Cuomo constantly sought her out and had staffers arrange meetings with her. She also says he once kissed her in his New York City office. Cuomo's office has called the claims, quote, simply false. A former secretary of the governor's commenting on his character.
His conduct has always been in my presence with the members of other staff appropriate.
The allegations come as Cuomo faces criticism for his handling of COVID-19 in nursing home facilities. His administration is reportedly facing an FBI investigation. New York's health commissioner testified at a state budget hearing today. He reiterated that infected workers brought the COVID-19 virus into nursing homes. In New York, Brian Yennis, Fox News.
All right, here's another check on today's KOAM News Now Insta poll. Today's question is, will you continue to wear a mask? 67% of you so far say yes. You can still vote. Please do if you haven't already over at KOAMnewsnow.com/vote or through the KOAM News Now mobile app. Results are updated live, and we're going to be checking in on them later on KOAM News at 10. I'll be here. A bit later, a few conclusions already in the Tiger Woods crash investigation.
I'm Matt Finn in Los Angeles, where golf legend Tiger Woods is not expected to face criminal charges for that rollover accident. Coming up, more on Woods' recovery.
Well, it turned out to be a cooler day for us today, but still not bad. Temperatures lower 50s for highs, which is just shy of our average high for this time of the year. We did get a lot of clouds throughout the afternoon into the evening hours, and looks pretty good though right now. Nice shot of Indigo Sky Casino and Resort. Of course, Indigo is just outside of Seneca, Missouri. All right, a little bit of drizzle, a few random showers late tonight. Tomorrow, again, a lot of clouds, could get a random shower. Saturday looks great, much warmer, partly sunny skies, and then more rain rolls in Saturday night into Sunday. Of course, you can get my long-range forecast on my month-long blog. That's at KOAMnewsnow.com. I just updated it, and I talked about our severe weather threats as we head through the next few months. Of course, we're about ready to jump into severe weather season. All right, 30 in Iola, 39 in Parsons, 45 in Miami, 45 in Anderson, so about a 15-degree spread. Most of us, except for our far northern counties, most of us are going to drop into the mid-30s later on tonight. Kind of windy for us today. These northeasterly winds make it feel a little bit colder than what it is. Kind of an easterly wind for us now, and that's how it's going to stay tonight. But it's going to stay kind of breezy. We do have the clouds. You can see the rain popping up on the radar. The low-level humidity is not there. It's low, so the rain's not even reaching the ground. But we do have the clouds, and we're watching this wave to our south. You can see showers and thunderstorms down through Arkansas, parts of Oklahoma. This is mainly going to stay south of us, but it will advance a little farther north, so it will clip mainly our southern counties later on tonight as this weak wave pulls by. Next system right behind it, that's the one that will affect us Saturday night and then into Sunday. Let's go through time for us tonight. You can see these showers trying to creep in to our southern counties. Mainly Oklahoma, southwestern Missouri, south of Interstate 44. I really don't expect them to go much farther north than Joplin. I think everybody else north of that, maybe a little bit of drizzle, a few sprinkles, maybe a little sleet pellet, and that is about it. And then again, tomorrow afternoon, a few random showers trying to roll in. Temperatures similar to what we saw today, maybe a little bit cooler. 47 by noon, high temp of 52 during the afternoon. Any clouds, any showers, they work out tomorrow night. We clear out. Then we'll start the day with sunshine on Saturday, and then some clouds will start to increase late in the day as our next system rolls in. So we could see some light showers Saturday night into Sunday morning, and then again Sunday afternoon, a few showers trying to push in. So Saturday is definitely the better of the 2 days of the weekend. Monday looks good. Another weak system rotates to our south on Tuesday. That will give us some clouds and a few random showers. All these systems are very fast moving and fairly weak. We aren't going to get a strong storm system until next Thursday and Friday with chances for showers, even some thunderstorms. 52 for us tomorrow, 65 Saturday, 49 on Sunday, 50 on Monday and Tuesday, back into the 60s by Wednesday and Thursday of next week.
Overall, good temperatures during the daytime.
Yeah, pretty good. Pretty close to where we should be heading into March.
That's good. Doug, thank you, as always. All right, coming up in sports, the Pittsburgh High School senior making history on the basketball court, plus the Missouri Southern men trying to knock off a top 25 team for the first time this season. Jacob Leonard is up deck next with sports.
The Pittsburgh Purple Dragons are at home tonight, hosting Field Kinley. On the boys' side, it's a huge night for the Dragons. They have a chance to claim the outright SEK League title, and senior Javon Grant has a shot to make history. Grant enters with 1,390 points. He needs 5 to become the program's all-time leading scorer. First quarter, Grant, money from the corner. So now he needs just 2. Moments later, his 5th point comes at the line, and with that, Javon Grant is the new Pittsburgh High School all-time leading scorer. Late in the 4th, check this out. Final seconds, Tyson Wiemers beats the buzzer on senior night. He had 4 points in the final minute. Dragons win at 89-33. They're the outright SEK League champions. Grant gets 32. He now sets at 1,422 career points. Well, there's just a week left in the college basketball regular season. The Missouri Southern Lions are at home tonight, hosting Washburn before finishing up against UCO on Saturday. On the men's side, Southern looks to knock off a ranked team for the first time this season, facing the 25th ranked Ichabods. Lawson Jenkins to R.J. Smith. Look at that. Putting it down with 2 hands. Then it's Cam Martin for 3. Dude making it look easy. Martin, 28 points, 14 rebounds. Here goes Smith again, this time getting it to go and the foul. Tyler Nelson here for the Ichabods. Jumper is good. Nelson finishes with 25 on the night. Other in those stands Scott, 3 of his own. Big win for the Lions this evening. Southern knocks off Washburn 89-80. To the women, Lions trying to snap a 4-game skid tonight against Washburn. Southern gets a big win. They lead wire to wire to take it 59-51. Carly Turnbull leads the way with 16 points. The Pittsburgh State Gorillas are also at home tonight against Emporia State. On the women's side, this one of the best rivalries in the league. Pitt State aims to sweep the season series from the Hornets after winning by 5 in Emporia back in January. Fast start for Pitt State. Kaylee Demitz connects on the 3. She scores a team-high 14. Demitz ahead to Tristan Gegg here. Gegg scores 13. Pitt State leads 22-9 after 1. On the second, Sydney Crane open for 3. She finishes with 11. But Emporia State storms back. Daly Handy, really good tonight for Emporia. 3 right before the break. Handy gets 15 in the first half. Game tied at 31. In the late third, PSU down 2. Another big shot from Crane. Gorillas up 1 going to the 4th. But here, Hornets up 2 with just 30 seconds left. Handy gets the dagger. 18 points, 13 boards for Handy. Emporia State holds off Pittsburgh State 65-58.
For the MIAA tournament coming up, you want to have momentum. You want to face off against that team that's just right above you, and you want to beat them and prove that maybe it's just a couple games difference, but you could still beat that team that's above you. Same with if it's Kearney or Hayes or Central. You still feel like we've played them close. I mean, we've played every team close. You want to finish the game.
The Gorilla men, 10-10 overall, looking to get back over 500. Not a great night tonight, though. PSU falls to Emporia State 78-57. Antonio Givens scores a team-high 10 points. That's a look at sports. We're back with more news after this.
The investigation continues into Tuesday's horrible car crash involving golf legend Tiger Woods. The LA County Sheriff saying the incident was a pure accident. Fox News correspondent Matt Finn has more.
Tiger Woods is continuing his recovery in Los Angeles following a horrible crash on Tuesday. The investigation into the accident is expected to take several weeks. But on Wednesday, the Los Angeles County Sheriff appeared to rule out potential criminal charges.
This remains an accident. Accident is not a crime. They do happen, unfortunately.
Authorities say they saw no evidence Woods was under the influence of drugs or alcohol, but questions are mounting over the safety of the road where the accident took place. Officials say since last January, 13 accidents have occurred on the downhill stretch of Hawthorne Boulevard where Woods crashed. The county supervisor has requested a safety review of the area. Experts say car safety features and a seatbelt likely saved the golfer's life.
It is a testament to how much safety standards have improved over the past 2 decades that he was able to, if not quite walk away, but at least be helped out of what was an enormous accident.
The chief medical officer at Harbor UCLA, where Woods was treated, says the golfer suffered significant injuries to his right leg. A combination of rods, screws, and pins were inserted to stabilize broken bones. Doctors say Woods faces a lengthy recovery.
These are very complex injuries. This is a massive soft tissue injury that happens to have broken bones underneath it. These take a long time to recover from.
The very first sheriff's deputy on the scene says his body-worn camera was on and recording when he was interacting with Tiger Woods. The sheriff of Los Angeles County says his office will be as legally transparent as possible about that video. In Los Angeles, Matt Finn, Fox News.
Got some Marvel news for you, including the title of the new Superman movie. Hollywood Nation coming your way. So one of my sons who's big into action heroes, specifically Marvel, would be so mad at me right now. I confused Superman with Spider-Man. I don't know how I did that. I'm sorry. We're talking about Spider-Man tonight. All right. Disney Plus reveals the premiere date for Loki. Tom Holland shares the official title for Spider-Man 3 and more. Fox's Ashley Dvorkin has the latest in the Hollywood Nation.
Gosling rebuilds, the web slinger makes an announcement, and Loki gets a date in the Hollywood Nation.
You better be ready.
Asgard's God of Mischief is ready to make his debut on Disney Plus. The long-awaited Loki series will premiere on the streamer June 11th. Tom Hiddleston reprises his role as the popular Marvel villain. The show is expected to have 6 episodes, and a second season is already in the works.
Heads up.
More good news for Marvel fans. Spider-Man No Way Home is the official title for the upcoming 3rd film. The web-slinger himself, Tom Holland, and co-stars Zendaya and Jacob Batalon revealed the name in a video posted on Wednesday. The news comes shortly after the trio teased fans online with a series of fake titles, including Spider-Man Phone Home, Spider-Man Home Slice, and Spider-Man Home Wrecker. The web crawler's next adventure arrives in theaters December 17th. And Ryan Gosling has lined up a new gig. According to Deadline, the 40-year-old will produce and star in the film adaptation of The Actor. He will play a New York actor struggling with memory loss and trying to rebuild his life after being left for dead and hospitalized in a small town in 1950s Ohio. In Hollywood, Ashley Dvorkin, Fox News.
And that's our time for tonight. Thanks so much for joining us. Going to leave you with some cute stuff. Video of a baby koala recently unveiled at an Australian zoo. Be safe. Do this all again tomorrow. See you then.